Hello all. In this video, we shall create CRUD APIs by using the FastAPI. First of all, let's create our virtual environment. Now the virtual environment has been created. Okay. Now let's activate this. Okay. Now we are inside the virtual environment. For example, if you want to deactivate as well, then just add this. Okay, you can come out, but right now we have to be inside of that. Okay. Now let's create a file. Now let me import certain things. Okay. Now let me install certain dependencies. Okay, let's install this first again. Let me pause the video. Now successfully FastAPI has been installed. Now let's install one unicorn. Unicorn has been installed. Small typo. Let's add FastAPI. Okay. Now let's create a class. Okay. Class related to the students, and let's inherit the base model. Now whatever the fields that we are going to add, those all field names we are going to add over here and along with their types. Okay. Now for the student, we are going to create the student data, so that's why I have added the student. the class. Now let me take an empty list. Now let's create our API. Let's create the get API. Now this is the path. Now we are going to add the function as like async. Okay, this is our first API. Now let's run this. I have to write the file name over here. Okay, now let's copy this. Let me run this in the browser. I'll show you what the logs. Okay, now it's running. Currently we do have an empty array. Now for example, if you want to see the swagger, just we have to add slash docs. Okay, now whatever the APIs which we create over here, that gonna appear over here. Okay, I will even explain you how you can use this. Okay, now first let's add post as well, post API. This is the API endpoint. Now here we are going to get the object of the student. Now the type of this is this, whatever the class we have created, this is the type. Now let's append that. Now inside the cell let's append it, array or list, whatever you say. Okay. Okay, now we have created the post API. Now let's see this in the swagger. Okay, now I hope you are able to see. Now let's use this. Now for example, if I want to see what's the content present inside the students list, so I clicked on the write out. Now let me execute this. As now there is no data at all. Okay, now let's go to the post and let's add some data. Let's click on write out and let's add some data over here. Okay, let's execute this. Now we are able to see a message that student has been created successfully. Now let's go to the get, and again earlier it was empty array, right? Now let's execute this. See, now data is coming inside this. Okay, let's create some more APIs. Now let's create the API related to the specific student. This is the dynamic ID, so that's why I have added like this. Now coming to the student ID, it's a number, so right now the type will be integer. Okay, now let's go over here. Now just assume, in case if we don't have the specific student after completion of this loop, then we're gonna say now let's create another API related to the update. Now here we're gonna receive some new data from the whatever the new data of the student that we're gonna receive here. Like we can add new we can give any name, this, and the type should be the same. Okay, even over here we are looping it, and but in fact we will do it differently. So let me do this. Over here we will as well get the student and as well as its index, so that's why we are doing this. Now let's compare the ID. Okay, now if the ID has matched, then in this specific index of the student, the new data has to be updated. Whatever the new data that we are receiving here, that here updating here. Now let's check the result. Now in case after looping, if the if we haven't found any specific information, then we have to show some kind of error message. Student ID is not present. Yeah. Now the same way, let's add even delete as well. Now whole code will be the same except this. So whatever the student got matched with this ID, we're gonna remove that student. Okay, now we have completed all the APIs. Now let's see this in the Swagger. Okay. First of all, let's see. Okay, currently there is no data, so let's go to the post. Let's add some data. Okay, now let me add another. Let me add some. Let me pause the video and let me add some. Now I have added some data. Okay, now let me go to the get and let me see the whole database. Okay, now this is the whole data which I have added. Now let's go to this get and let's get the specific ID. I want to see who is present in the code. Now I have executed. I got this data. Now the same way I want to update certain information. Okay, here we have changed, right? So let me update this data. Now let me update this. Okay, there is some internal server error. Let me see where was the issue, and I'll be back again. Hello. Actually, I have checked. Actually, issue was like this spelling was wrong, so due to that I was facing that issue. But now let's check. Okay. Now let's see what's the data is present. Okay. Currently, this data is present. Let me edit this. Okay. Now let me execute this. Now the data has been successfully updated. Now let's see the whole list. Now even in the whole list the data has been updated. Now let's try the delete again. Let me delete the file. First of all, let's see the file. Let me delete this data. Now if you see, the file has been got deleted. I can as well look into here as well. There is no file at all. Okay. This is the whole video related to the CRUD APIs. I hope you have enjoyed and learned new things. Okay. Thank you for watching this video.